All right, picture this. Donald Trump just arrived in China. And, well, he didn't exactly come alone. We're talking Elon Musk, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang, and a whole slew of Wall Street giants. Basically, some of the absolute most powerful people in tech and finance all suddenly popping up in the exact same place at the exact same time. It's wild, right?
Now, for years, we've all been watching the tension between America and China just simmer and boil over. Trade wars left and right. The media has completely framed this as a technological Cold War, fueled by this fierce, uncompromising conflict.
Then you throw in the semiconductor bans. We've seen these escalating tensions that look specifically designed to just block each other's progress. I mean, the US has spent years actively restricting China from accessing the exact tools needed for advanced computing.
Add in the Taiwan tensions, and it's a lot. All these geopolitical standoffs have essentially convinced the entire world that these two superpowers are locked in a zero-sum game, just basically prepping for mutual destruction.
And right at the dead center of it all, this incredibly fierce, high-stakes battle over who is going to lead the artificial intelligence revolution.
But what if, and hear me out here, what if something much bigger is happening right under our noses? The question literally nobody is asking right now is, what if the US and China are no longer preparing to fight each other? What if instead they're preparing to control the future, together?
Because honestly, the underlying truth is that both countries control totally complementary pieces of the future. They aren't just competitors, they are essentially two halves of a whole.
Think about it. On one side, China absolutely dominates rare earth materials. These are the literal building blocks for advanced electronics, electric vehicles, military systems, and AI hardware. In some areas, China controls practically the entire global refining process. Without their supply chain, modern technology basically just grinds to a halt.
But then, on the flip side, America controls something equally powerful: advanced AI chips. We're talking companies like Nvidia producing the single most powerful chips on Earth. These are the backbone of AI, and for years, the US restricted China from getting them because, let's face it, whoever controls AI could eventually control the world economy and military power.
But now, after all these rising tensions and massive shifts in the global tech race, we're seeing signs that both nations might be shifting their strategy, not toward destruction, but towards cooperation. So imagine this scenario. China keeps its iron grip on hardware and manufacturing. America keeps its dominance over software and advanced chips. Instead of blocking each other, they actually share those strategic advantages, a silent understanding between the two biggest powers on Earth.
And we really have to remember here, artificial intelligence is not just some flashy new invention. AI is becoming the literal foundation of the next civilization. It's the next internet, the next industrial revolution, and the next military revolution, all rolled into one giant paradigm shift.
And here is where China brings something unbelievably valuable to the table: data. Massive, mind-boggling amounts of human behavioral data. Their digital systems collect enormous amounts of info on movement, habits, consumption, you name it. Now in the West, that level of tracking triggers massive privacy debates, right? But for an AI, data is pure power. The more human behavior it digests, the smarter it gets.
So just combine China's data and manufacturing muscle with America's AI chips and software dominance, we are no longer talking about simple chatbots here. We're talking autonomous robots, AI-controlled infrastructure, advanced surveillance systems, and military-grade intelligence networks. Technologies that are powerful enough to permanently reshape the global balance of power forever.
And that right there is the real fear. It's not a war between the United States and China, it's a partnership between them. Because if these two superpowers stop competing and actually start coordinating, they could create an AI monopoly so incredibly dominant that the rest of the world could fall behind faster than anyone even realizes. We're talking Europe, Russia, Japan, even India. They could all get completely boxed out of this new industrial revolution, entirely unable to compete against the combined force of a US-China AI cartel. The rest of the world just becomes dependent consumers, not innovators, not leaders, just users. And if history tells us anything, it's that countries that only consume technology eventually lose total control over their own future. So the next global war might not be fought with missiles or tanks. It's going to be fought with algorithms, with data, with semiconductor chips. It'll be a silent war, waged over the very digital infrastructure that these two nations are currently monopolizing. Because ultimately, the nations controlling artificial intelligence, well,
They might just eventually control humanity itself. Anyway, to leave you with a final thought, if you enjoyed this explainer and want more deep dives into geopolitics and the hidden structures of our world just like this, definitely make sure to subscribe to Voxamix. We've got a lot more coming your way.